Yeah, right.
Again, for this post-match press conference, we're now joined by Matthew Wade of Australia, who joins us following Pakistan versus Australia here in Dubai.
Hello, White. This is Jamil Hassan from Mashik TV, Pakistan. Take it on a lighter note. 2 M's that Pakistani fans will never forget: Michael Hussey and Matthew Wade. How hard it was targeting one of the finest bowler of T20 and current top bowler of the tournament, Shaheen Afridi. How hard it was targeting him?
Yeah, we didn't really target him, to be honest. Marcus Stoinis played a terrific innings, I thought, to be able to get it to a total that we started to think would or could be chaseable towards the end there. So I think the way he played freed me up to be able to do what I did at the end there. Obviously, I was hitting to a bit of a longer boundary to him, but we felt like the left arm, his slow balls were going to spin into me, so I thought that I would target him a little bit more, I suppose, in that over, given that I thought if Marcus was there in the last over that it would give us a good chance to win the game. If Rauf bowled the last over, he did really well off him the previous over that he'd faced off him. So that was kind of our thinking. We certainly didn't go into the game targeting him. He was a terrific bowler, and I just got lucky tonight, I suppose.
Shakir here from New News, Pakistan. Was that catch drop is a turning point of this match? And my another question is that Australian team is the most experienced team of this all teams with a lot of senior players. Do you think in a knockout round or a pressure match, experience does matter?
Yeah, it certainly helps. Just to be in that situation, I think even the first game to be batting with Marcus in that South African game and us working really well together and getting us home then certainly helped as well. But yeah, experience is key in these games. Even though we lost a few early wickets and things weren't really going our way early, there was no real panic in the dressing room. We've got experience the whole way down. And the same with the ball. It felt like, at times it felt like we were going for 12 and 13 and over with this crowd. It felt like we were behind the game the whole time, but you look at the board, it was 7, 8, 9 and over. It wasn't like we're getting put all over the park, but in those scenarios I think experience really helps to be able to slow the game down a little bit and be able to dictate what we want to do a little bit more. So I think T20, we all thought it was going to be a young man's game when it first came in, but it's certainly the more experienced players tend to have a little bit more success towards the back end of their careers. So yeah, it's hard to say. The drop catcher, I'm not sure. I think we needed 12 or something, 14 maybe at that stage. So I felt like the game was starting to swing in our direction at that stage anyway. I get out there and, we're not sure what's going to happen, obviously, but I would still be pretty confident with Pat coming in and Marcus still at the crease that we could have got the job done anyway. So I wouldn't say that was the reason why we won the game.
Thank you. We'll go to Zoom now. We do have a lot of hands up here, so we may not get to everyone this evening. We'll start with Adriz Malik. One question each, please.
Thank you very much. Great congrats. Australia played very well and make a match. Is there any hope before that catch drop is that you are ready to meet the target, or something that catch drop made for you people?
As I just said, I think by the time that the catch went down, I was pretty confident that we were in a really good position to get the runs. If that had happened 3 or 4 overs beforehand, then obviously that would have dictated the outcome of the game a little bit more. But yeah, I think we must have needed 14 because I came back and I think we need 12 after that. So he takes that. We need 14 off, whatever it was, 8 or 9 balls. And as I said, Paddy Cummins was coming in next and Marcus was hitting the ball as well as anyone out there tonight. So, you can focus in on the things that happen really late in the game, but there's plenty of things that go on throughout a whole game that can dictate a little bit. So, no, I hope that wouldn't have too much of an effect on the outcome of the game.
Salman Khan.
Thank you. You have played a very good cricket today and rode to the final. What do you think what was the turning point of the match? Those 3 run-outs which are missed, or the catch dropped by Hasan Ali?
I don't think any of them were the turning points to the match. I think the way Marcus Stoinis batted at the end, to be honest, was probably the turning point of the match. I think when I came out there and he might have hit the spinner for a 6 first ball that I got out there, I think that kind of a play, in my eyes, is really gutsy, and those decisions that you make out in the middle win your games. I mean, he could have easily blocked that ball. He went for it, hit a 6, and then that total comes down a little bit more. But I think the turning point of the game, I thought, was Marcus's over against Rauf. I thought that kind of swung the momentum our way and gave us a little bit of an opportunity to win the game. I don't think it's just an easy thing to do to focus in on missed chances. Yes, maybe it would have gone down late in the last over, but I'm still confident that we could have got home.
We have a Cricket and More.
Yeah, hi. Wait, perfect number that was. My question is, how much did the dew affect the chase and the game in general? Were you comfortable with the target at the halfway stage?
Yeah, there was a little bit of dew out there, I think. You may have to ask the Pakistani fielders a little bit more about that, but it felt like the dew was coming in a little bit. The wicket played really, really well. So, yeah, we're confident that we kept the total to something that we could definitely chase. We were probably hoping, under the 160 mark, but they got going towards the back end and stretched that total out a little bit. So, yeah, we're confident, but then we lose our captain first over. You start to chase your tail a little bit. So, David Warner's innings was terrific as well to guide us to somewhere where we could launch at the back end. But yeah, we're pretty confident we can get it.
Thank you. It's very early in the morning in Australia. We'll go to some of the Australian media on the line, starting with Melinda Farrell.
Thanks, Cole. Hey, Matt. You spoke a bit on the winter tour about developing your ramp shots. Just can you talk a bit about how important those came into your game, how they came into the game, and if there was anyone who helped you with that, and how much you sort of rely on that at the end?
Yeah, I've had those for a longish period of time. I've been playing them for early on in my career as well, but yeah, certainly something that when I spoke to you guys was something that I needed to tap back into a little bit more when I'm batting down the bottom. It's easy to have the fine leg up a lot of the time at the end, but someone that laps, it kind of opens up the whole field for you. You've got to either have mid-off up or third man up or one of the fielders on the offside, so it kind of opens the whole field up for you a little bit. I didn't probably lap as much as I probably would have liked early on in that innings tonight, but I just didn't think that they were going to go pace on as much as probably what they did. But yeah, I was thankful I got a few away at the end, and yeah, it's crucial for someone like me at the end because it opens up the ground for me.
Scott Bailey.
Thanks, Cal. Yeah, just following on from that, Matty, is there a way that I guess yourself and even Marcus to an extent have been able to work on your finishing ability? Because both of you have opened in the Big Bash for so long, and I know we touched on it earlier in the tournament, but your numbers have traditionally been a lot stronger at the top of the order than they have when you're batting at 6 or 7.
Yeah, it's confidence, I think. Confidence in your ability to be able to finish the game. To be able to bat with Marcus has been awesome. I obviously played a lot of cricket with him at Victoria, and early on in his career, so I've seen him grow into the cricketer he is today. So to go out and bat with him, it certainly gives you a lot of confidence. I know that if I can just hang with him for 4 or 5 overs, then he's going to find the boundary. He's too big and strong not to. So, the reason that me and him are probably working well towards the back end is because we know each other's game so much. In the optional sessions the day before the game, you'll find me and Steve Smith and Marcus Stoinis go down to those sessions just because we haven't got a lot of match practice, and I think that's been invaluable to be able to see what those guys are doing at training, especially Stoinis work out his strengths when he's hitting the ball at his best, and he can see me do exactly the same thing. So there's only 3 or 4 batters that go to those sessions, and I think they've been valuable for us to be able to go down there and hit a lot of balls and be able to see each other work on our games. And then, yeah, it's communication's been really cool to bat with Stoinis. It's been a lot of fun, and trying to keep calm is probably the biggest thing towards the back end. It's quite easy for me because I look down the other end and I see his big rig ready to send it out of the park. It might not be as easy for him to look down the other end.
Louis Cameron.
Hey, Wadey, you've spoken a lot about, playing every game like it's your last with Australia. Was that heightened tonight? Did you feel like your international career might be on the line if the Aussies lost tonight?
Yeah. I don't feel like it's on the line anymore so much because I'm not 23 anymore, and if this is it, this is it. It's not really on the line for me. It's going to be all over, I suppose. So. A little bit, I think, Lou. I was a little bit nervous coming into the game and knowing that potentially it could be my last opportunity to represent Australia, and just wanted to do well and really wanted us to win this game and give us an opportunity to win the whole thing. We've got a great bunch of guys in that dressing room and guys that I've played for a long, long period of time with. So, yeah, just really, I feel like this game was probably, harder nerves-wise than maybe what the final will be because, now we're in it, we've got nothing to lose. We're going to go out there and do our absolute best. But and that might be my last game too. And as I've said to you before in the past, I'm comfortable with that. If it is it, then it's it. I'll play as long as they need me, and hopefully we can win some games while I'm there.
Ben Horn.
Yeah, hey Matt. Before that 2018-19 Ashes series, you had dropped from all 3 formats and looked like your cards were marked. How do you reflect on what you've achieved since then? You've reinvented yourself as a specialist batsman in Test cricket. You've captained Australia, and then sort of what you've done tonight. How do you reflect on, coming back from, what seemed like the end?
Yeah, it's hard to reflect on tonight so quickly, to be honest. It hasn't really sunk in yet. I'm sure when I get back to the hotel and tomorrow morning it'll sink in a little bit more about how we went about it and the win that we just had. But I'm just happy that I got the opportunity to reinvent myself, go away and come back with more confidence and really feel like I belong at international level now. You're right, I reinvented myself into a batsman, and then all of a sudden now I'm playing as a keeper batsman again and batting down at 7. So I just feel like I'm the older I am, the more eyes wide open I am a little bit more about the opportunity I got. Didn't worry me to go down the order, hasn't worried me at all whether I captained or not. So I just grasping every opportunity that I get. Like I spoke about before, I don't know when my last game's going to be. I treat everyone like it potentially could be, but I'm sure when it's all over, when I get the tap on the shoulder, I'll look back on the last 3 or 4 years and be really proud of the way that I could come back. It's not probably the first time that I've come back. I've probably been dropped 4 or 5 times. I might be the most ever in Australian cricket, but I'm proud that I could come back, and hopefully at the end of my career I can look back on nights like tonight and be proud that I could contribute to what we've done.
Thanks, Ben. Probably got time for 2 more, I think, so we'll go in order. Srinjoy.
Hi, Matthew. Fantastic innings tonight.
Thank you.
About David Warner's dismissal, he walked, but the sneako revealed he didn't nick the ball. What happened there, and did you guys have a chat with him afterwards regarding that? Because that could have eventually turned out to be a huge turning point.
Yeah, we haven't had too much time to chat about it, just passing comments. It's a really hard one with the DRS. I think there was a noise. He wasn't sure, maybe his bat handle clicked or his hand on his bat. He didn't think that he hit it, but I think Glenn at the other end heard the noise, and to be fair, the bat was out there. That was the only thing that it maybe could have been, so he was potentially thinking that he might have hit it. It's really tough in those situations. How many times do you see a batter think that they haven't hit it, and they have? So, you need a little bit of reassurance from the other end, I suppose. That's not having to go at Maxi. Maxi heard a noise and his bat's out there, so hopefully something like that doesn't happen in the next match. But we've just got to work it out. The thing is, you get 2 in this format, so hindsight would say that we should have used it, but it's the way it goes.
Thank you. I think we'll finish off with one more question, guys. To Shubman.
Yeah. Hi, Matthew. So at one time point, when you were striking the ball, your strike rate was around 100 and the required rate was around more than 12. So is there any pressure on you that you have to hit the next ball to make you maintain your strike rate? Is there any kind of pressure, or you got a message from the Stoinis that just play your natural game, we will cover the net later on?
Yeah, there's always pressure when you go out to bat in international cricket, and I think that's what I was saying before about batting with Marcus at the moment, is that we try and slow the game down and work out the best way to try and tackle this total. No doubt I would have liked to be striking a little bit better early, but I think Marcus's innings was underestimated, to be honest. It was a terrific innings, took a lot of pressure off me early and gave me the ability to get in and get them late. So there's no doubt I was feeling the pressure a little bit, and Storm was saying we'll get these, and in the back of my mind I was thinking I hope you do, because I don't feel like I'm going to strike one here at the moment, but while he's around I'm confident that we can chase any total.
Thank you. Thanks, guys. And sorry we weren't able to get to everyone tonight, but we'll finish up there because our bus is going to leave shortly. Thanks, guys. Thank you.